practice-wise, overall impressions of how things have gone so far?
Really good. We got a competitive group. We're tall, we're physical, so really good.
Dusty was just saying how you guys are going to want to play above the rim this year. A lot of lobs with, he said you got 3 lob threats in Malik, Adai, and Merez. What have you seen in practice with that so far?
I'll add 4 with Yaxel.
Okay.
Just Elliot Cadeau and LJ Kayson being really good point guards, giving those guys great passes above the rim, and we're really athletic with Malik and Merez, and Adai is tall, so that's like being athletic. So they do a good job separating off the ball screen and getting to the back of the rim, and our guards do a good job of throwing them lobs.
You added Yaxel in there. Can you talk a little bit about his versatility?
Yeah, Yaxel is a player that can play 1 through 5. He can bring the ball up the court. He can go in the post. So he's really versatile, and not only is he versatile on offense, but he's really versatile on defense. He can guard 1 through 5.
Trey came in sort of as a combo guard. What role is he carving out for himself?
Just like with all our guards, the way we play, whoever gets the rebound, unless you're a die, you're probably the point guard. So, he gets the rebound, he gets to play point guard, whoever gets the rebound. So he's carving out a role where he's sharing the ball, he's scoring when he has those opportunities, and he's playing off his teammates.
How in the half court? I mean, he was asked to do so much in high school, right? How is he developing as a creator in the half court?
Yeah, well, in our offense, we ask everyone to make the right read, so he's able to score and pass. So he's doing the same thing that everyone else is. And I think when you come to a place like Michigan and the way we want to play, you have to play with other good players, and that's almost anywhere you go. We got a bunch of good players. So like Yaxel averaged 17, 18, where he's playing with other guys that average 9, 10 points a game. So we all got to take a lesser role and make the right plays.
What would you say is the biggest difference from last year now in terms of this group versus last year's group?
Depth.
Okay.
We got a lot of depth, and we're physical. We're probably more physical, and maybe that's on the coaches. Maybe we're expected to be more physical in the Big Ten. So I would say those 2 things stand out the most.
Okay. What can you see Adai and Morez bring to this defense?
Shot blocking. I mean, I don't think we protected the rim as much last year. We did a little bit with Danny and Vlad, but I think they take it to a whole new element with their size and their athleticism.
Back to the point guards, do you feel like you're generating more open looks for guys based on the way Elliott plays and LJ than maybe a year ago? I know it's just practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Both of those guys have a high assist-to-turnover ratio in practice right now. They're making the right reads. They're coming in and watching film and learning and trying to get better every day.
Elliott's a guy who had a high turnover rate at his previous stop. What's kind of the secret to unlocking that to minimize those turnovers?
We give him a read, so when he's going in the lane, he kind of knows exactly where everybody should be. So he kind of honestly can close his eyes and know, all right, I have a lift guy, I have a guy that's spacing away. So we give him reads when he goes in the lane. If he gets stuck, we have a big guy, what we call pivot duck. He's pivot ducking in, and he can throw it to him. So those reads probably make the game simple for him.
Obviously, Yaxel came in as a really strong defender, but have you seen him kind of get better this offseason?
Yeah. I mean, he played at a big-time program at UAB, but they didn't have as much depth as we have, so he's got to guard all different sizes. Some days he's guarding Elliot Cadeau, some days he's guarding Adai, so he's getting better at guarding different type of players, which I don't think he had that every day in practice at UAB, and maybe not even in the league. I think he guarded mostly 4s and 5s in that conference, but now he'll be able to guard 1 through 5.
How have you seen LJ grow from year 1 to year 2, and I guess just where have you seen him make the most strides?
I think his biggest growth came from USA camp. I think he went to the camp, he didn't make the team, and he had a chip on his shoulder. But he learned so much from not making the team and the guys that made the team, how they approached the game. And he brought that same approach coming from USA. But he's gotten much better at taking care of the ball. That's his biggest thing that he's gotten better at.
What are your expectations for this group?
Just to come here and get better every day. I think I said it with Brian. I think we have lofty goals. Everybody knows that, but we can't think about that. We just got to think about getting better every day. Making the right next play on offense or defense. Like today, we got to communicate better. We got to transition. When we miss a shot, we got to get back on defense. Like we think about that stuff, then all those lofty goals will happen if we continue to get better at that stuff.
With the size up and down this roster, I think of offensive rebounding and blocking shots. Are there other things that size will allow you guys to do?
Yeah, on defense, we were really good defensively last year. I think we ranked 12th on KenPom. But we can shrink the court with our size. The more length you have, you'll be able to shrink the court. I'm not saying with Houston Rockets, but Houston Rockets, they're really good. They're going to be really long. and hopefully we can do the same thing. So that's what the size will do for us.
How nerve-wracking, or was it nerve-wracking during the process while Yaxel was deciding college, pro? How was that as a staff?
No, not really. I mean, as a coach, you kind of always try to be prepared, even if you don't get it. So there wasn't no nerve-wracking. We felt that we had a really good team without him. Obviously, he takes us to the next level, but we really felt like we had a really good team with Will and Marez and everybody here already. But, you know, getting him was like icing on the cake.
Who stood out as leaders on this team so far early on?
Our returners, man, Namori and Roddy and Will Cheddar have done a good job. They already know what we expect. They've been in our program for a year, and being in the program for a year now is like being in the program for 3 years. So they bring, you know, so much confidence in their leadership, and they know what to do. They know what we don't allow people to do. So they bring a lot of stuff to the
And
table.
how about Will and his three-point shot? I mean, it sounds like he's been working on that vehemently. Talk about his game improvement.
It takes a minute for you to develop, like a die, same deal, right? It took him 2 years to get on the court. So it'll be as quickly as he develops. But I can tell you this, he's playing against Adai, and he's playing against Marez and Yaxel, so he's going to develop very quickly. You know, if he don't bring his A game every practice, he's going to get embarrassed. So, you know, he's playing really physical, and he's going to eventually be a good player. But I can't give you a time and date, but he's going to eventually be a really good player.
Adai is one of those players who didn't play a ton of minutes last year, and I know he had health issues as well. Were you surprised or impressed in any way when he arrived on campus?
I was impressed in our game, and I know he didn't play that many minutes. He drew 2 fouls on Vlad. He got an offensive rebound on Vlad. Now Vlad drew a couple fouls on him too, and Vlad looked like Shaq against UCLA last time. But yeah, I'm surprised how he moves. You know, I only saw him from one game against us, and just scouting. He didn't play as much into the end of the year, but he moves. He runs up and down the floor pretty good. He's one of the best passers I've seen in a long time for his size.
What's the freakiest thing Adai has done?
Man, I don't know if his passes are really exceptional. He brought the ball up a couple times. He threw the ball between somebody's legs for a pass, and somebody scored. So between him and Elliot Cadeau, they got the flashiest passes. So
you're fine with him bringing it up, not in a game, though?
Probably not. Probably not. But no, you know, Dusty gives these guys a lot of freedom to explore, especially in the summer and the fall. So nobody came and got the ball, and he brought it up and made a good pass. But I think that was like, he did it 3 times, and he was 1 for 3. So that's not a good percentage for us. So.
How does that passing kind of at the 5 change the offense a little bit? Because Vlad wasn't so much a guy you could play out of the high post to that level.
Yeah, it changes because he can see over the defense. So with him being able to see over the defense, it changes. You know, Vlad was 7 foot, but this guy's 7'3", 7'4". Even Marez came up to me and said, he's like, man, it's so hard to get a deflection on him because he's like whipping it around me. So just his length and his size changes the game for us because he'll be able to see over the defense.
Cubs gonna win?
I hope so. Padres need to go down. Go Cubs. Sorry about you Tigers fans.
Hey, I think we're tied right now. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
When you talk about Marez, I know you know him really well. One of the reasons why he said he came was an opportunity to explore his game. So balance that with, man, he's a beast, and you want him to maintain that beast-like mentality. How do you balance the two?
Well, he knows that. When we recruit him, you know, his bread and butter is his bread and butter. You know, he needs to go to the glass. He needs to bring that defensive tenacity. He needs to bring that physicality. So he knows that. You know, we're going to let him play some dribble handoff stuff. We're going to let him shoot occasional 3. As long as he does the other stuff, we'll let him explore. I mean, we let Danny and Vlad explore. I think Vlad took maybe 33s last year. Because if a guy is playing that hard, and he wants to shoot 1 or 2 threes, you kind of let him do it because he's going to go get at least 3 to 4 offensive rebounds. He's going to block 2 shots. So you want that guy to explore, and it'll help him for his professional development. You know, he wants to go to the NBA, and he has to do that in order to go to the NBA. But same thing, the NBA will tell him, you know, you got to stick to what you're really, really good at and give us a dose of what you're improving at.
So reps lead to improvement. So quantify for me his improvements since he has gotten here as far as the metrics are concerned.
Man, he's improved his threes. He hasn't taken many. Now, I can't, you know, he's not like he's taking Will Cheddar threes. You know, he's probably taking 10 threes in fall and summer. He's shooting, I want to say, in between 35 and 40%. But he's shooting it. But the biggest thing is, like, his passing ability has improved on the perimeter. That was one thing we really wanted to improve with him. And the other thing we wanted to improve with him that Dusty and Drew are doing a good job of working with him is in the post. We want him, when he's playing the 4 and they're switching, he has to be able to dominate that matchup, whether it's in the post or it's on the offensive glass. And he's gotten a lot better in the post, slowing himself down when he gets a little guy on him, not taking as many dribbles, just going straight through him. So he's doing a good job of that.
So when you play two bigs, are they interchangeable in how they can play, or do you always have one guy that's more of as far as the guy who's going to play on top? I mean, how does that work?
Well, that's a good question. Like, our offense is geared toward, if somebody drives left, we're going to move left. So, it's the clock offense that a lot of NBA teams are doing. So if he's in a corner, he's gonna cut. If he's on the perimeter, he's going to slide to the corner. So obviously, what that quantifies is he has to work on his corner threes, because that's probably where he'll get most of his threes open looks from. When he's up top, he's just showing the offense, or he's screening. He has the ball and he's playing offense, or he's screening. What he's doing a good job of. And the ball screen, arguably, he'll probably be the best ball screen dive guy in the country. I mean, I think you guys saw that with USA. Yeah. He's really a physical guy on the screens, and we call him Gort Tots. He'll set a screen and take his guy out of it if they're in drop coverage. So he does a good job of that.
So, Adai, one of the things that he said is, you don't know this about me, but I can play away from the rim. I can shoot some. I have skills away from the basket. Is that shown in practice?
Yeah, it's shown 2 or 3 days. He hit a trail three, but more so his passing ability on the perimeter is unique. He makes as good as passes as Elliott. I think in practice right now he has a 2-to-1 assist turnover ratio, so he can really pass. I know we were really excited about Danny Wolf's passing, but I think he might be a better passer. Don't tell Danny that.
Okay.
Big time.
Well, Rodman was a great player in the NBA. I don't think he ever shot a three.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can play in the NBA and that be a feature.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. Good to see you.
Okay.
What's your name?
Craig Ross.
Akeem. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.